Right, TSR2, is this the most improved driver going into 2023? So Mark Crossfield here, we're going to hit a few shots. TSR2 up against the TaylorMade Stealth. Anyone who watches my videos, this one's always top end of ball speeds. TSR2, can it compete? What do you think? So I do think TSR2 for me is one of the most improved drivers for 2023, going on what TSR or TSI2 was. So improved on its prior model. Number one, acoustics, I think are slightly better. Might just be my ear. I think it sounds not quite as tingy. It sounds tingy enough. Bear in mind, this is the further back MOI to the 3 and 4 in its own model. It's comparable with Stealth or like how game improvement, for want of a better term, it is. Secondly, the looks are so much better. It's a little bit more rounded in the toe. It's a bit more rounded at the back, not so stretched back in its appearance. It's a more prettier, tightless kind of shape. Now, let's bear in mind, if we compare that to TaylorMade, like the Stealth doesn't need to be more improved. Like the one before looked good, and this one looks really good with its kind of matte top finish to its kind of paint round the outside look to it, to its red face that looks good. So tech-wise, both of these clubs are doing stuff to the face to try and keep ball speeds up across the face. Maybe we'll put some of their terminology up as I go through this. They're both trying to deal with aerodynamics, so the way they stretch that weight back and how flat they're making it in certain places to try and get some more aerodynamics so you move it faster. They both got changeable necks. Out of the two necks, I prefer Sure Fit. It's got a little bit more of a clever change, but both do the job. Carbon crown and face on Stealth, which is its big kind of differential to this one, which is titanium aerospace grade titanium on the face. So they're all doing things in their own right to try and help you get the most out of a driver. What TSR2 has done over TSI1, I'm going to get that wrong, and if I do, you know what I mean, hopefully. It's so much better looking and sounding. But performance, that's what you want to know. Does it perform as good as something like a Stealth, which again, like I say, always performs pretty good. So is it up there in the mix? Because the old 2 in the TS range, see how I did it that way so I didn't trip up as easily, definitely was in my medium to slightly slower for ball speeds, and we're talking like loads of balls need to be hit to find that, because some days it would be quicker, but it was never a driver I would pick up if I wanted my fastest ball speeds. The TS old 1.3 definitely, but the 2 now, the ball speeds I seem to be getting, which will show you a comparison up to Stealth, which again is always my high side of ball speeds, seems impressive. Another change with the new face as well, there's more face, kind of everything goes to the edges, giving it more of appearance of a bigger face. Titleist told me that when I was over with them. I didn't even notice it, to be fair. I notice it now, they've pointed it out. I have been on holiday. We will set the green to 320 at the end of this video, see which one can get as close to it, because I don't think I'll get there at the minute. Oh, don't have holidays. And again, that's slightly toey, so you can see it dipping a bit more left. One thing I've noticed with TSR2, mishits definitely feel relatively solid, considering how badly I hit that. I can see the ball speed in front of me. It's not too bad. The spin has dropped way down because I obviously didn't perform. Let's collect some with Stealth now as well. I think the carbon faces all doobie-doo. I think it's fine. It's not worse, it's not better, it's not a revolution like they like to say, but they've got to say stuff. I think it looks as good as anything. Obviously has this duller sound off this, which you'll love or hate. I'm right in between to loving and hating it, subject to the day. But in all, you know, TaylorMade drivers are just some of the best. So just to put it into context, something like a TS Old 3 would always compete with anything from this brand and others. It was just the 2 that was like teetering on not sometimes. Does the new 2 catch up with these brands? Which then in turn would make it maybe more of an option for you to go and test. Obviously, this has that different sound because of the carbon face. And again, I think it'd be so horses for courses, that will be. For me now, if I had to choose between Stealth and TSR2, it's a tough choice before we look at the numbers, which would maybe change my choice, we'll see. But for looks, feels and sounds, it's tough. Where before I think I would have gone Stealth over TS Old 2 all day long. Right, should we see what we're generating in numbers? Is there anything different? And can 2 actually catch up with something that does perform generally very good. So really interesting that the ball speeds are matching at 162. Pretty good for me off holiday, both launching at 11.8, both spinning around low 2000s, TSR2 a little bit lower, and it's the standard deviations don't cross on that. I would hit more shots to confirm if that was actually true, because obviously if you hit plenty of shots, I mean, I can go up to 3,500 revs and down to 1.4, so it would be interesting on more batches if that sustains. Not a big enough difference between those two for me to pick on that. Certainly not enough shots as well to confirm it's like a definite. Carry within 1 yard of each other, and obviously standard deviations with both absolutely crossing over. On average, you would say here, this is the difference with averages, look, really interesting for people thinking about their fits. On average, look, the yellow dot here of the TSR2 is more in the middle, but look at the standard deviation, it's way bigger. The TaylorMade on this batch of shots is tighter, even though it's tighter at the left. So that means I would change my aim point. Just an interesting idea when people try to sell you on averages. But for me there, TSR2 definitely is winning most improved on itself from prior model awards. If there is such an award, if there isn't, I just created it. TSR2 is 100% punching up there with Stealth. And that's a credit to TaylorMade and Stealth, because that's a good club that performs good ball speed numbers. I've said it time and time again, TaylorMade often top side of my ball speed numbers. They do push it. And lovely to see Titleist actually pushing their more game improvement. Obviously there might be a 1 coming out future releases, or you might be watching this video, there's a 1 as well. It often is a slightly different club, but we'll see what 1 comes out at when it does. I'm filming this video, 1 isn't out and I don't know anything about it yet. So, but 2 is your kind of 1 that lots of people should be trying and testing in these brackets of clubs. And before, I reckon on the launch monitor test, it would fall back for a lot of people. Not anymore. Right, I got a green set of 320. I was able to hit this prior to holiday. I'm not sure I'm going to get it today. Out of the 2 clubs, if I do get closest or on, which one in the comments down below, which one do you reckon can get my 320 green, which is my kind of where I wanted to get to, got there, need to get back there. TSR to start. Good strike, wrong shape. A 112 club. Yeah, we'll get up. Actually, if that drew, that would be front edges. 163 ball. Don't be post-holiday 320 green, come on. So there's a drawy, toey one. That might do better. 113 club, and Titleist might get there. Titleist has got pin eye. There we go. Second shot. Oh, TSR. 1.9 spin. So it's a low spin, slightly over exaggeration that Foresight does. You know, seeing that come out on the course from those numbers would be, but 113 club and ball speed of 163 on a slight miss it. Well, TaylorMade, you got 2 goes. Ah, 2 goes, poor Taylor. Sorry, TaylorMade. That's not fair. Here we go. It's a good hit, but it's the wrong shape. Ah, that's a 114 club, so I moved it a fraction quicker, so it's just flailing, to be slightly higher spinning. So I've delivered the wrong loft, basically. 164 ball, 3,000 spin. So that's getting there if I do my job. The manufacturer's done its job. And to be fair, that's what you'll find in this day and age. They're doing their job. Most, if not all, the main manufacturers, they're doing their job. When you go for your fits and you look at numbers on these videos, what you're often seeing, certainly from what I see, which is a shame, is this bad interpretation of data where people are just selling you on averages, where if you wanted a club to be more accurate, if you looked at the averages earlier on, you'd have picked the TSR. Well, it had a wider spread. That's not more accurate. It just averages in the middle. Might not have even hit 1 in the middle if you think about it on averages. 50% 10 yards left, 50% 10 yards right. It's going to average at 0. Never hit 0. That's where I think Golf Pros, certainly YouTube, but YouTube doesn't care. YouTube just wants to give you, anyway, it's not interested in educating you, unfortunately, anymore. It just doesn't care what it's delivering you. You need to care more if you want to spend your money wisely. There are good people out there doing some good stuff still, just not many. Right, one last go. TaylorMade, you're there. I mean, like I say, TaylorMade has done it. I haven't done it. Oh, I finned it. It's got the speed, 115 club, because I did feel like I'd go for that. Dead straight. It's spinning too much because if I struck that anywhere near the top of the club, it's 164 ball. It's just 3-2 spin. Go on, you get one more go, TaylorMaker. That's not fair, because that was me. Most improved driver over last model, TSR2. Is that a testament to how good the new one is, or that the old one was just a little bit of a kind of lost model? Well, you decide. For me, TSR2 is definitely a big step forward. If I had TSI2 and TSR2 came out, that would be one of the only clubs I would consider swapping. Like I wouldn't swap to new models constantly if I was purchasing them, because I know what they do. You can see, I tell you what they do. They're so similar. That one looks a little bit more ball speed. I would be. And I don't say that very often. Ah, oh, come on, I finned it. 114 club, it ain't gonna reach. I'm gonna have just one more. It's just one more, come on, play nice. Just strike it with these numbers and I will get that green. Oh, I towed it a bit, you can see it turning. Oh, I towed it a lot. Anyway, it was 113 club. Ball on that will probably be okay for where I hit it, like 162. They're both good. I would struggle to choose between the two. I think I would just sneak Titleist on the better sounding for me, but that's definitely most improved in its own little made up category. What do you think? Is it a club you'll try? Have you got TSI2 and you love it and you're not going to try TSR2? Are you looking for a new driver? Do you want something that's going to be helpful? I mean, both of these you should be trying and seeing which one you like the best. Hard to pick. I could go with both. I'm going to sneak just this one because I'm excited that it feels so different to the older model, but that's just because I get to test them all. Both very good.